Finn has a great destiny that isn't being a Jedi.
Hey, what up, y'all? Today, this video is going to be a little different. Today, I'm going to have a conversation with you all about Star Wars. Specifically, the character of Finn, played brilliantly by John Boyega. Now, why would I come onto these internets to talk about Finn or Star Wars when I know how wild it gets, how wild y'all get? And I don't even know all y'all, but I know it gets wild. I've seen it. I synced it. Well, I'm doing it because I have an idea and thought about where the character Finn should go. And I also have some personal affection for the character, and I'll tell you why. In 2014, I had the opportunity myself as a professional actor to audition for the role of Finn. In the script, the character was not referred to as Finn at the time, but it was the character Finn. And I knew I wasn't going to get it, but man, just the pure joy of having that opportunity to audition, to be a part of Star Wars, it was a huge dream. But that was a long time ago. And since I've been able to enjoy the films and watch them like any fan has, and I've really enjoyed John Boyega's performance, but the character of Finn for the whole new trilogy, for me, was a little unsatisfying.
Where's Ray?
Having said that, I do think there is a path forward for Finn that I have, that I know no one's going to listen to, because what better place for ideas to be ignored than right here on the internets? And so I'm going to share mine about the character of Finn and his future. But first, a few more thoughts. Story time. 2002, a good friend of mine and I went to the Brooklyn Museum. And the Brooklyn Museum was holding something called Star Wars, The Magic of Myth. And it was a brand new exhibit. And man, it was incredible. So we go to the exhibit, and there you are, right there with the sets and the costumes and the props. You're this close, and it's beautiful. And there's something that, even though it was a long time ago, that has always stuck with me, that I think translates well into where Finn needs to go. And that was the costume exhibit. One of the most brilliant aspects of Star Wars is its ability to tell a story visually. And I love in the original trilogy how when you instantly see Darth Vader, when you instantly see Leia, Han, Luke, their costumes tell you exactly who they are. And I think the prequels have done a good job with that, and I think the sequels have done an uneven job with that. I'll explain. When I look at two characters in the new trilogy, let's take Rey and Poe for instance, I kind of instantly know who they are just by looking at them. I look at Rey and I see callbacks to Luke's kind of rustic farm handling kind of lifestyle, right? But there's also a regal quality to her, and like the flowing robes that calls back and harkens back to the Jedi and the kind of, otherworldly wizards that they are. I see that all in Rey's appearance, and it's great costume design. When I look at Poe, I see kind of, this swashbuckling hotshot pilot ace guy, right? They even dress him a little bit like Nathan Drake from the Uncharted games to give him this kind of Indiana Jones, similar rough and tumble kind of hero guy. And then he's got his Top Gun gear. Like, again, great costume design. I know who he is. Who is Finn? All right, let's take a look at Finn in The Force Awakens when he's not wearing his Stormtrooper armor, and I'll get to that. I like the costume. I just don't know what it says about the character, which could be a story point in itself, but I'll get to that too. But for right now, let's just analyze what this character's wearing. He's wearing like a nice leather jacket that is not his, because remember, Poe gave that to him. And under that, he's wearing kind of the Stormtrooper undersuit, which is basically a long sleeve black t-shirt, slacks, and shell tops. So he just looks like a brother from Brooklyn. Like, I got that outfit in my closet. Like, all right, but you know, that was the first film, so we can give that a pass. Let's take a look at how he looks in the subsequent films, right? So he's not wearing the jacket anymore. He's wearing kind of the vest, and he's got the, you know, swashbuckling, you know, heroic shirt that Han and Luke, a bunch of characters in the Star Wars universe wear. It's kind of just like, you know, Star Wars casual, a little adventurous, but it still isn't specific to who Finn is. Who is he? What is his specific identity? You know what I mean? And so I have to come back to the first time we saw Finn. First time we see Finn, he is dressed as a stormtrooper. And then it hit me. I think I know who Finn is and what destiny lies before him.
It's like poetry, so if they rhyme, every stanza kind of rhymes with the last one. Hopefully it'll work.
Yeah, it's part of why Star Wars is brilliant, because it rhymes. It's like a dope freestyle. So, if we're going with that kind of thinking, let's take that and use it with Finn. The first time we see Finn, he's removing his helmet. The first time we really see him. So let's rhyme with that. How about instead of removing his helmet, he's putting his helmet back on. But this time, it's not the helmet of a fascist regime. It's not the helmet of a stormtrooper. It's the helm of his family, the helm of his lineage. Finn is a Mandalorian. We still don't know Finn's backstory. We know that as a baby he was taken in by the First Order, and that's the life he knows. But he was taken by who? There was a family that Finn was taken from. There was a family that didn't give him the name FN-218 or whatever. I don't know if that was actually his name. If I remembered that name off the top of my head, please be very impressed, because I am. I just looked it up. It was FN-2187, which I was one number off. That's still very impressive. I have no idea why I know that. Anyway, my original point is there is a family that gave the character we know as Finn a name and probably a heritage that he was ripped from. What more of a compelling story than this man who was ripped from his family, who the Force is awakening, for him to find his lineage, and that lineage were a bunch of badass warriors known as the Mandalorians. So finally, to me, it would fix the biggest problem I had with Finn and the character of Finn, and that is that Finn lacked a visual storytelling presence. But if he becomes a Mandalorian, now looking at Finn, everything makes sense. This was a character who was like a young Arthur. He just had to find his Excalibur. He had to find his Mjolnir. Huh? Halo fans? Anyway. But now Finn, we now know, wasn't just a stormtrooper who was lost. He was a knight. And he is on a quest to find out who he is, and where he comes from, and what his purpose in the galaxy is. To me, that's a true meaning of Force Awakens. But I'm just an actor in Brooklyn, and these are just my thoughts that I'm sharing on this one and done video. If you enjoyed them, give a like, subscribe. Most of my other stuff is goofy. I do sketches, and yeah, I like them. So I hope you like them too. If you've enjoyed this video and you spent any time here, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And if anybody knows anybody at Disney, yo, send this to them. For real, don't do that. Okay, see y'all later. Peace.